The Cowboys wrap up their first official joint practice of the season. Garrett Podell from CBS Sports joining me now. And Garrett, it's very calm out here right now, but it was a packed house. Some working staff said it was at capacity today. I don't think it was like that last year. I think the crowd is buying in, Garrett, to what the Cowboys are selling right now.
I would agree, Bree, because last offseason we were talking about the Cowboys spent the fewest money in free agency. Mike McCarthy was a lame duck. This year's a little different. New Brian Schottenheimer is around as the head coach. He's got the backwards visor, which he joked about Colin Cowherd over at Fox Sports having a little displeasure about.
Yes.
But yeah, the energy was certainly good, and I feel like there was some fun highlight plays today, particularly from the Cowboys passing offense. But outside of that, Bree, I think you and I would both agree, a lot to work on going forward.
Yes, Brian Schottenheimer said that overall, if he had to assess his team, it was a solid start, and that was I think that was pretty nice of him because there was some struggles.
Generous.
We both spent most of our time with the offense, so we'll kind of stick about what we saw, but defense was struggling as well. Offense, and I think you asked him about it, but the thing that stood out to me the most, I've been very plotty about how this is going to be possibly a run-first offense and the O-line's going to be all this. They were getting stuffed today. The run game was getting stuffed.
Yes, and that's why, to your point, I did ask Brian Schottenheimer after practice. I said, you've talked about your identity is the run game and being physical and running it when teams know the Cowboys want to run it. But to me, Bree, I think the Cowboys need to throw this ball around the yard because
I think you hinted to that to him too.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's very simple. Like Dak Prescott to CeeDee Lamb, that was working today when they went to it. Kevontae Turpin, he got free over the middle for some passes. Jalen Tolbert on the 2-minute drill, even underneath on some comeback hitch type looking routes, looked pretty good. And George Pickens down the low red zone, even though there was an illegal shift that called a touchdown back that he had, and an OPI call that had another touchdown called back that he had. I liked what I saw from Dak Prescott having the trust and confidence to really throw the ball up on the fade to Pickens, and one was on the left corner of the end zone, one was on the right, so it didn't matter what side of the field. Prescott was very comfortable throwing up to Pickens, and I think that type of jump ball, red zone type of presence is something this Cowboys offense has really missed to me since Michael Gallup tore his ACL at the end of the 2022-2023 season, and so that could be a big factor for Dallas going forward. But as we said, this might have to be a pass-first offense, even though Brian Schottenheimer, when I mentioned that idea to him, didn't really jump all over that.
Yeah, I mean, it's early, and again, this is a team that was, almost dead last in the run game last year, right? So there's a lot to work on. The storyline, they don't have that big name in the running back group. So I think it's just going to take some time. I'm not going to give up them completely, okay? It's just a joint practice. We still got 3 preseason games to get to, but yes, I had more fun watching the pass game as well. I think you posted it. Jalen Brooks had a nice play today.
He did, yes. So I was able to catch on my phone when backup quarterback Joe Milton came in. Bazooka Joe, as he's affectionately known around here. He's got an absolute cannon. Just let it rip, and Brooks went vertical and boom, 65-yard touchdown, and he had a nice little shimmy in the end zone after that. And just to really go back to you on the run game real quick before we celebrate Joe Milton, George Pickens, and all that stuff. You talked about there's not a big-name running back. I mean, the best run we saw today was probably Javonte Williams out of the shotgun at the end of practice, 5 to 7 yards. I think it's more about the offensive line, the young offensive line. We know Tyler Guyton, we saw him standing in sweats on the side. He's kind of got a knee thing that's going to hold him out up to close to week 1, maybe out of week 1. And so Cooper Beebe, year 2 at center. Tyler Booker, who we spoke to after practice, right guard, first year in the NFL. It's a bunch of young guys still coming together, which is why this preseason could be a lot of fun, because what we saw today may not be what it looks like at the end of this preseason, but I think it's more about just a young O-line still needing to gel together. Yeah,
and that was kind of the storyline, unfortunately, last year, too. Like you said, Cooper Beebe seems to kind of have that confidence. Tyler Booker, I saw some one-on-one matchups, and he was getting beat a little bit, and he said after, the run game has to come out faster, and he took accountability, saying that starts with what I'm doing, so I think he knows. But again, just a joint practice, so I'm not gonna all the red flags and alarms just yet. But there are some things to work on. And Shotty said even the adrenaline and being out there, we got to remember this first time he's a head coach, first time he's really head honcho calling the plays. And he was taking it all in, and I think he still was like, hey, I gotta go watch film to kind of see what was going on because I can't see every little thing.
And I think the LA Rams deserve credit. I mean, this was a team that had the Eagles on the ropes in Philadelphia in the second round of the playoffs, and Jared Verse won Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's a tough dude for the young Cowboys offensive line to go up against, but I think, like you mentioned, the bomb to Brooks, 65 yards, Prescott to Pickens in the red zone. I think those are things that the Cowboys can take into Saturday against the Rams and say, those are things that we know we can do. Now let's just build on it. Let's just, like he said, very vanilla play calling wise today. They're building. They're building.
A lot of new faces. Even Will Greer got a lot of unexpected reps today with the twos because Joe Milton did have to come out with the injury, banged up his hand. But it sounds like what Jerry said and what Schottenheimer said. There's not a lot of worry there. He's being evaluated for a thumb injury, but that was just precautions. So Bazooka Joe can be ready to go Saturday because it's going to be the Joe Milton show come preseason. Those 3 preseason games mostly is what we're going to see. But moving forward, since we're going to stick with the offense, what you saw today, Garrett, what Schottenheimer said, who are you looking forward to the most offensively to see how they build from here? Like, who do you see that's being the most consistent out there?
I mean, I think consistency-wise, I don't know how much starters are going to play in the preseason, but I love what George Pickens has done in camp. To me, anytime, almost every time Dak throws it up to him, whether it's an over-the-middle kind of post route or in the back corner of the end zone, that connection seems to be there and building. We know about the CeeDee Lamb-Dak Prescott connection, but seeing Pickens and that evolve has been a lot of fun for me just as an observer. And Nate Thomas, who was a draft pick a year ago, he's kind of been filling in at left tackle. Yeah, he played verse and it was tough initially, but I think he kind of settled in as practice went along. I want to see what he's got because if Guyton's injury keeps him out of week 1, I mean, he's got a shot to maybe start against the Super Bowl champions. So I would love to see how he develops over the course of these next 3 preseason games.
Yeah, he has like that natural pass rushing ability as a young guy, so that's going to be exciting to see, as you mentioned. But that's going to do it for now. We'll see what they do, Garrett, come Saturday when they hit the road and face this team again.